Aloha and welcome to this episode of the Goddess Corner. And here I, April Williams, and the sweet Jupiter 1111 are here to talk to you today about embodying the goddess, being our authentic selves. And what does that mean? What does that mean? Taking off the mask. Raquel, tell them. Get on that soapbox, girl, and let us talk about the face mask, okay?
Yes,
With
we were
those
talking.
beautiful red lips. Just saying. Just saying.
We were talking about different camps of people and different schools of thoughts of wearing a mask, not wearing a mask, and and the epiphany that I had the other day, and I was like, why is it like I'll tear off my mask if I don't need it because I'm in Chicago and we're not required to wear it when we're outside. It's recommended, but it's not required. I know some places are. My sister lives in the Orlando area, and they're required whenever they're outside. It's okay to wear them. And so, I'm not breaking the law by not wearing it when I'm outside. Um, and I was outside and I take it off immediately. If I'm going to the store that requires it, then I put it on. And the epiphany I had was, for some of us, the reason we're so grr against a mask is because we had to fight so hard to get to the place of freedom, to get to the place where we were not putting on a facade anymore, where we were really embodying who we're called to be and who we really were designed to be. And then we finally have this like, yes, this is who I am. I'm going to be brave and show my face in one form or another. I'm going to be brave and just allow myself to be in this design, and then being forced to physically put something else is almost like giving us PTSD. Like, no, but I fought really hard to be this person. So to be forced to blend in, to be forced to conform to an ideology that we do not resonate with. And I was telling April, I said, because then what is the cost? I can stay home and I am fortunate enough to have more than enough to order food, but then the cost of that freedom to not wear the mask is like a 25% bump. So I can either be economically savvy, walk down the street to one of my favorite grocery stores, put on the mask before I get in, get my stuff, get out, tear it off, or I can to have my freedom in that space than have to pay for it financially, because freedom is never free. So even in those me taking it off, there's a lot of people in my neighborhood, they wear them all the time, and some people don't because they're running or they're riding their bike or something. Some people who ride their bike, they still have it on. Sometimes they look at me like, why don't you have it on? Because I'm outside. I don't need it. I'm not required to wear it. And as long as I'm not really required, right now I'm in a position where I don't have to take another freedom route and say, well, I'm going to have to put my money where my mouth is, and then I'm going to have to pay more to not wear it because I just refuse, you know? So that's why some of us are so like, I don't want to wear it because I fought to be this person. It's like nobody puts baby in a corner.
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
came out of that and I don't want to go back. And it's giving some of us some PTSD of like, no, I don't want to conform. No, don't. It's almost like we're feeling like little kids, like, and wanting to throw a tantrum. Like, no, don't make me do it, and but it's a good tantrum. It's a good no, mommy, I don't want to do that. No, you don't understand. That makes me feel bad. I don't like who I am. I don't like who I become. I don't like what that is resonating. But now that we're adults, we're trying to articulate that I don't want to do that, and having these conversations of this is why I don't want to.
And it's been um, a challenge to say the least, just accepting ourselves as we are. Society has built all of these fake images to hold us in to the state of being on edge in general.
Excuse me.
God bless you. God bless you.
Something wants to get pushed out.
we society is holding us to standards of beauty and keeping up with the Joneses mentality, or the Kardashians or whatever, like we have all these unreasonable standards in general. And so to take off the mask and truly be who we are, comfortable in our body, is not our skin and our hair and our whatever we've got going on. Being okay with that it's not almost, it is a revolutionary act. And now they're trying to say, okay, we don't really know what's going on, but we'll pacify you by covering your face. We'll tell you that this is a safe zone for you, when you know as a woman that nothing really has been a safe zone for you everywhere, anywhere. And we are finally getting to that point where we can stand up for ourselves. We can stand up for our, you know, they call them inalienable rights, but, who really has them? How much are we actually flowing with our preconceived, or what they gave us to us as rights, and what we actually deserve globally? I mean, I get the act of covering and reverence to God. Okay, I understand that type of devotion and that connection. But to force the type of suppression on people can really hinder even the self reflection. But one thing is true: everyone has now had is forced to be more self aware. And in this state of becoming self aware, this is how we can actually step into our divinity, step into that space of saying, well, this part is definitely crossing a boundary of understanding who I am and allowing me to fully be me. But also, who is me? This is me. We are now being pressured into our diamond selves, our most realized and actuated selves, which requires self reflection, self love, self care. And all of these are aspects of that femininity, that goddess, the stepping in. When we have been, there's this whole notion that femininity has to do with being a sacrifice or giving away, or, you know, over sacrificing for children or spouse or mate, um, allowing themselves to kind of be held down while the other is lifted up. No, we are in a state of redefining what makes us females go goddess. What makes you go goddess? And that's individual, right? Whether it be singing, dancing, painting, cooking, sitting down, watching TV,
Mhm.
trying on different clothes, all of these things are the spaces in which you create yourself. I mean, even if you're like a heavy, like you're into some I say non-traditionally female activities like welding and stuff like that, you can still be ultra femme in the way that you carry how you do your welding, as long as it's your art form, if it's your creativity, if you're that's how you that's how you, I guess, play the music of your soul, right? That's what we're all here to do: step into our divinity, step into that space. And so don't let the man get you down, sister. Don't let the world come to pressure you. Be from the world, but not of it.
Yes. And it was something that, as you were saying, that was coming to mind is that stepping into the feminine energy of, the masculine, and when we think about masculine energy as a doer, is more aggressive. I mean, we need the masculine energy because that aggression is the movement, it has its place. But as we're articulating like why we don't want to wear the mask, or our choices, it's a opportunity for us to practice that feminine goddess energy of nurturing, of bringing people in, of being able to be soft and open as that's the feminine, and yet then bringing our masculine energy of this is why. and these are the boundaries, and this is how I feel. But sometimes we miss that because we can be so aggressive with our own paradigms and belief systems. Like, but this is what I believe, and if you don't like the way I'm saying it, that's too bad. But that's also coming from a wounded place of not being heard, of saying, I need to yell it from the mountaintops because I haven't been heard for such a long period of time, and I'm not going to go back in the corner. So it's a time for us to practice moving from one energy to the other, embodying both, loving both, because we have those two things. Saying, okay, today I get to practice. How would, if I'm looking externally, how would the goddess in me respond? The pause is so important, and some people are very uncomfortable with the pause because everything gets, we talked about that a little bit in the last episode. Everything gets quiet, like, wait, why are you fussing? And they're just waiting for you to say something.
But
And that,
I'm gonna distract myself with a man. I want to distract myself with this. I want to distract myself. But who am I? Who am I anyway?
never mind. And that's what, when we're recording this, it's right after the 9-9 portal, and the 9-9 portal has to do with endings and beginnings, but there's a pause. There's a pause there. There's an ending, a pause, and then there's a rapid movement. And sometimes we just go to the rapid movement as we're seeing something close out. And right now we get to practice that. We get to practice the pause, because that's very much the feminine energy. Like, wait, silence for a couple seconds, take that breath. It's so powerful. And then you can move into that energy of like, hmm, let me present to you my point of view in a way that's calm but very sincere, right? There's that calmness, the nurturing. That's like kind of what we see as a feminine energy, but very bullet point, which is the masculine.
Yes, yes, very good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Is there anything else you wanted to add?
That was just so juicy and ripe and full of love and light and goddess energy. And thank you for joining us here today.
Yes.
Please comment below, subscribe, like, do what you want to do. Hit me
Yes,
up.
please.
If this is on her channel, hit me up on my channel. And this is on my channel, hit me up, hit her up on her channel.
We love you very much. We're so excited that we continue to bring these broadcasts to you, because we do believe it's important to give back. And this is one of the ways that we give back to especially to our divine feminine communities, because we want to empower you from the inside out. We love you very much. And until next time in the Goddess Corner, have a good rest of your day. Bye now.
Aloha.